Bitcoin. For over a decade, it's been the undisputed king. Digital gold, the immutable store of value that promised to redefine money itself. It's the brand name, the one cryptocurrency your grandmother has probably heard of. Its simple, unchangeable design is hailed as its greatest strength, a bedrock of security in a chaotic digital world. But what if I told you that the very thing that made Bitcoin a household name is the same thing that could lead to its irrelevance? What if its biggest strength, its rigid, unchanging design, is actually its fatal flaw? In this video, we're going to explore a new breed of cryptocurrency, the AI Memecoin. This isn't just another Bitcoin killer with empty promises. It represents a technological leap that could genuinely make Bitcoin's architecture a relic of the past. This isn't just a story about hype, it's the story of how AI is starting to rewrite the rules of cryptocurrency. While Bitcoin is the king, a new type of challenger is emerging, powered by something Bitcoin fundamentally lacks: true intelligence. We're on the cusp of a technological shift, a move away from static, rigid blockchains towards dynamic, learning, and adaptive networks. This isn't a forecast for 50 years from now. It's happening as we speak. We are witnessing the birth of a new class of digital assets, one that fuses the viral, community-driven power of meme culture with the cognitive prowess of artificial intelligence. And this fusion threatens to make Bitcoin's core technology obsolete. To understand why this moment is so pivotal, we have to first pay our respects to the reigning monarch, Bitcoin. Its story is the stuff of legend, a modern myth born from the ashes of the 2008 financial crisis. An anonymous creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, gifted the world a vision of a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, free from the control of governments and banks. It was a cypherpunk dream made real, a system built on mathematical proof, not on trust in fallible institutions. The core genius of Bitcoin lies in its elegant simplicity and its engineered scarcity. Only 21 million coins will ever exist, a hard cap enforced by the network's code. This digital scarcity, combined with its decentralized nature, is what forged the digital gold narrative. In a world of infinite money printing, Bitcoin offered a safe haven, an asset whose value couldn't be debased by a central authority. Its proof of work consensus mechanism, while energy intensive, created the most secure computing network in human history. For years, this has been enough. Bitcoin has fought off countless challengers and consistently won. The market has repeatedly chosen its security and proven track record over the promises of faster, more feature-rich alternatives. But every empire, no matter how dominant, eventually reveals cracks in its foundation. The world of 2025 is vastly different from the world of 2009. The demands we place on our digital infrastructure have grown exponentially, and the very features that made Bitcoin revolutionary are now starting to look like limitations. Its unchangeable nature, once a virtue, is now a cage. Let's start with the most obvious flaw: its performance. The Bitcoin network can only process a handful of transactions per second, somewhere in the range of 3 to 7. In contrast, traditional payment networks like Visa handle thousands. This isn't a bug, it's a feature of its design, a deliberate trade-off made to ensure decentralization and security. On average, a new block of transactions is added every 10 minutes. This slow, methodical pace is what makes the network so robust, but it also makes it impractical for everyday commerce. Buying a cup of coffee with Bitcoin remains a novelty due to high fees and long confirmation waits. While layer 2 solutions like the Lightning Network aim to address this, they are workarounds for a fundamental architectural constraint. This brings us to the second major issue: its energy consumption. Bitcoin's security is maintained by a global competition of miners solving complex puzzles, a process known as proof of work that consumes an astonishing amount of electricity. While the debate around Bitcoin's energy use is nuanced, with a growing push toward renewables, the high consumption itself is undeniable and presents a serious headwind. In a world increasingly conscious of environmental impact, this is more than just a PR problem. It could lead to regulatory pressure that stifles growth. But perhaps the most profound limitation, the one that truly paves the way for its own obsolescence, is its lack of sophisticated smart contract capability. Smart contracts are self-executing agreements with the terms written directly into code. They are the building blocks of decentralized finance, DeFi, NFTs, and the entire Web3 ecosystem. Ethereum was built specifically to enable this, offering a flexible programming language for developers. Bitcoin, by contrast, has a very limited scripting language. It was designed for one thing: the secure transfer of value. This simplicity is a security advantage. A smaller attack surface means less can go wrong, but it also means Bitcoin itself can't host the complex applications defining the future of the internet. It's like having a calculator in a world moving towards supercomputers. The calculator is perfect at what it does, but it can't run the complex simulations or host the intelligent systems the world now demands. So, we have a king, powerful and secure, but slow, energy intensive, and fundamentally unintelligent. It is a static monument in a dynamic world. Bitcoin is digital gold, a fantastic store of value. But what if the future of crypto isn't just about storing value, but about creating and transacting intelligence? This is where our story takes a turn. This is where a new challenger enters the ring. For years, the crypto space was a two-horse race in the public imagination. Bitcoin, the digital gold, and Ethereum, the world computer. Everything else was a sea of altcoins, most destined for obscurity. And then came the memes. It started as a joke. Dogecoin, created in 2013, had no grand vision, but it had something many technologically superior projects lacked: culture, community, and humor. Then in the early 2020s, something shifted. Driven by social media and a wave of retail investors, meme coins exploded. Projects like Shiba Inu followed, creating entire ecosystems fueled by pure, unadulterated hype. This was the meme revolution. It proved that in the internet age, cultural relevance can be as potent a force as technological innovation. But the question always lingered: where's the utility? Now, in 2025, we're starting to see the answer. The meme coin space is transforming. Forward thinking projects are integrating real world utility, fusing the viral appeal of memes with tangible functionality. We're seeing meme coins integrated into DeFi protocols, DAOs, and gaming. But the most groundbreaking evolution is the integration of artificial intelligence. This is the birth of the AI Memecoin. These aren't just projects with AI slapped on the name for marketing. They are projects being fundamentally architected around the fusion of blockchain and AI, creating a new type of crypto asset. Artificial intelligence is being used to help adjust tokenomics, automate content generation, and create interactive community tools. This brings us to the heart of our story, to a hypothetical challenger we'll call Project Chimera. Now, Chimera isn't a real project you can buy today. It's a thought experiment, a composite of the most ambitious ideas we're seeing emerge in the AI crypto space. It represents the logical conclusion of this evolutionary path, a memcoin that doesn't just use AI, but is in essence an artificial intelligence. The core of this idea is what its proponents might call the cognitive contract. A traditional smart contract, like those on Ethereum, is a rigid set of if this then that rules. It's like a vending machine. You put in a coin, press a button, and get a specific item. It's automated, but it's not smart. A cognitive contract, by contrast, would integrate machine learning models directly into its code. It's not a vending machine, it's a master chef. You give it ingredients, data, and a goal and outcome, and it can analyze, predict, and improvise. The vision is for these contracts to learn from data, adapt to market conditions, and even self-optimize. This is the leap from simple automation to true autonomy. So, how could this cognitive contract architecture solve the problems that plague Bitcoin? First, scalability and fees. Bitcoin's network gets congested because its block space is a fixed resource. The vision for a project like Chimera is to tackle this with dynamic resource allocation. Its AI-powered network would constantly monitor transaction demand and user behavior to autonomously adjust network parameters, intelligently reallocating resources to keep costs low and speeds high. It wouldn't be a static highway with a fixed number of lanes. It would be a smart traffic grid that can add new lanes on the fly. Second, the aim is to solve the Oracle problem with AI-powered oracles. Getting reliable, real-world data onto the blockchain is a huge challenge. Chimera's oracles would be a decentralized network of AI agents tasked with gathering, verifying, and analyzing external data. Instead of just feeding a single data point, they could analyze new sentiment or cross-reference sources to provide a more robust and intelligent data feed, enabling far more complex, decentralized applications. Third, and perhaps most revolutionary, is the idea of self-evolving governance. DAOs are powerful, but they can suffer from slow, inefficient decision-making. The Chimera's DAO would be augmented by AI. The AI wouldn't vote, but it could act as an infinitely intelligent consultant, running millions of simulations to predict the impact of a governance proposal. This would allow the community to make far more informed decisions and enable the protocol to evolve much faster than a system like Bitcoin, which requires a slow, arduous process for even minor changes. But here's the crucial part: the meme. All this technology would be useless without adoption. Chimera would solve this the same way Dogecoin did, through culture. The project is wrapped in a compelling viral narrative. The community isn't just developers, it's a legion of fans and creators who spread the word. Of course, a powerful meme isn't a magic bullet for long term value, but it's an incredible tool for solving the cold start problem that plagues so many new technologies. This is what sets the new wave of AI crypto projects apart. They aim to solve both the technical problem and the social problem simultaneously. Now we arrive at the provocative claim that this new breed of AI crypto could make Bitcoin's technology obsolete. This isn't to say Bitcoin's price will go to zero tomorrow. Its digital gold narrative is incredibly powerful, and its position as a globally recognized decentralized store of value is for now unmatched. Institutions continue to show interest in Bitcoin, and its network security is unparalleled. However, the argument for obsolescence isn't about price, it's about technological relevance. Let's do a direct side-by-side comparison using our hypothetical project Chimera as the stand-in for this new class of intelligent cryptocurrency. Transaction speed and cost. Bitcoin is slow and expensive. A project like Chimera, using AI-driven resource allocation, aims to process tens of thousands of transactions per second for fractions of a penny. For any application requiring high throughput, Bitcoin's base layer is a non-starter. Functionality. Bitcoin's primary function is value transfer. Chimera, with its cognitive contracts, is envisioned as a fully fledged world computer capable of running sophisticated DeFi protocols, complex dApps, and adaptive organizations. It could do everything Bitcoin can do and infinitely more. Energy consumption. Bitcoin's proof of work is notoriously energy intensive. Most new AI centric projects are being built on more energy efficient systems like proof of stake, consuming a tiny fraction of the energy. Evolution and adaptability. This is the most crucial difference. Bitcoin is designed to be static. Chimera is designed to be dynamic. Its AI augmented governance would, in theory, allow it to learn, adapt, and upgrade itself seamlessly. Bitcoin is a fossil, perfectly preserved but frozen in time. The vision for Chimera is a living organism, constantly evolving. The obsolete argument is this. While Bitcoin may persist as a revered digital asset like gold, its underlying technology is being rapidly surpassed. It may become a final settlement layer, but the actual activity, the innovation, the building, the doing, will likely migrate to more advanced networks. Think of it like this. TCP/IP laid the foundation for the internet. It's a genius piece of technology, but we don't interact with it directly. We use applications built on top of it. In the same way, Bitcoin's technology may become a relic, an important chapter in the history books, while the world moves on to interact with faster, cheaper, and more intelligent protocols. Of course, this future is not guaranteed. The AI Memecoin space is a minefield of speculation, scams, and hype. For every legitimate project, there are 100 worthless tokens designed for a quick pump and dump. The complexity of AI also introduces new risks. A learning contract could potentially be taught the wrong things or be manipulated. And we can't discount Bitcoin's formidable advantages, its longevity, its unmatched decentralization, and its battle-hardened security. It has survived every challenge for over a decade, but technology waits for no one. The convergence of AI and crypto is not a fleeting trend. It represents a fundamental shift in what a cryptocurrency can be. It is the transition from a decentralized ledger to a decentralized intelligence. We are moving from a world of programmable money to a world of cognitive money. So, we stand at a crossroads. Bitcoin, the silent stoic king, remains on its throne, a symbol of security and stability. But on the horizon, a new force is gathering, a force that is chaotic, vibrant, intelligent, and relentlessly adaptive. The AI Memcoin is a new contender that doesn't play by the old rules. It's rewriting the definition of what a cryptocurrency can be. The question is no longer whether Bitcoin is the best form of money. The question is whether a static form of money can compete in a world increasingly run by dynamic intelligence. While Bitcoin's legacy as the genesis of this revolution is untouchable, its technological supremacy is not. The story of the next decade in crypto may not be about Bitcoin's slow march to global adoption, but about the explosive Cambrian explosion of intelligent networks it inspired, networks that may ultimately render its own technology a beautiful, powerful, but ultimately obsolete artifact of a bygone era. What do you think? Are we on the verge of a new technological paradigm in crypto? Is the fusion of AI and meme culture the key to the future? Or is this just another wave of speculative hype? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis valuable, do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve on the biggest shifts happening in crypto and AI, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive. Thanks for watching.